What is happening, everyone? A message from our sponsor. Our mission at Kaiju Gaming Lounge is to bring the social aspect back to video games in Cork City. There is a tendency with online video games for people to spend a lot of time alone while playing with their friends over the internet, which may become quite isolating at times. We want to offer an alternative to spending time alone or in a pub and instead engage in some friendly competition with existing friends or meet new ones in the process. Let's get on with the show and have a good one. What is happening, guys? Welcome to TROP-CAST episode 28. We had a little bit of a hiccup there, but as always, we are here Thursday night and we're ready to rock. With me is the usual crew with Paddy Toner.
I've had this conversation already. Please move on. No, I'm joking. What's the crack run? How are you, bud?
Just to let everyone know, we literally started the show. I ran the sponsor. I was so proud of myself with how things went, and then we looked over and we weren't live. So just to let everyone know, I have a lot to be sorting out this side. I've comments to be looking at, I've scenes, I've this, that, and the other. I have to do the sponsor. So we're live, we're ready to rock. Fano, how are you keeping?
I'm not too bad, man. How's everybody out there? How are you getting on, Pat?
And that other man is our new member, Pat. How are you keeping, Pat?
Deadly.
Pat has a new camera, new mic, new setup, new haircut.
And Streets Rage 2 in the background.
He's looking well, lad. He's looking well.
Looking very well. Guys, let's kick the show off. But before, I just want to give a shout out to Colin Dos Santos for doing our new TROP-CAST logo up on the left-hand side. Absolutely awesome work. And we're very happy with Colin's work that he's done throughout the years for us. So thanks a million, Colin. Shout out to you. Pixel Designs, that's right, isn't it, Paddy?
Yeah. Please do.
Yeah, so head over to Pixel Designs, really good Instagram. Check out all his work there. Awesome guy. So let's get on with the show like we do every week. It's what we're playing. So Fano, you've been doing very well on Twitch. How have you been doing, and what have you been playing?
Well, for the second time, folks. He's getting on. I've been playing a lot of FIFA on stream now with the community and stuff, getting people involved, getting people together in pro clubs, which has been great. Nearly every day, since Saturday, I've been streaming FIFA at some stage. And then it's kind of been a mixture between Apex Legends and a bit of Sekiro, which I still can't get through.
Okay. How far are you into Sekiro? Just a quick one. Quick hit.
I've decided to take it a bit slowly and actually kill the mini bosses. So I'm starting to build up and actually get a bit stronger in the game now. So when I go after the likes of Lady Butterfly, I can actually do damage to her.
Nice.
Instead of just getting destroyed.
Sweet. Best of luck. How has FIFA been going? Because I know you're starting to build a nice community on Twitch with your pro clubs.
FIFA's been going great, man. I kind of stopped playing FIFA for a while, and it was only like the last couple of weeks I kind of said, I play a bit. And I started playing seasons and stuff. I was just streaming while I was playing seasons, and people were like, "Oh, can we join in?" I was kind of like, "Well, let's join it." Like on Saturday, I had the accumulator stream as well and stuff like that. So I was like, "I'll get people involved. Like, so let's make a pro club. So let's get everyone in and get everyone playing." And it's just been great. It's just been going from strength to strength. Like now, in all fairness, we've been stuck in Division 6 for a while, but I don't blame me for that. I'm brilliant.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Paddy Toner has a lot to answer for.
Excuse me. I am the best right winger in the world, like on FIFA. It's the best one.
The only man out there that I can give any credit to is John Aldinho, right?
Excuse me. You're right. That's it. How dare you? I'm John Aldinho.
John Aldinho might be the greatest player of all time. We'll give you the best right winger of all time, Paddy. We'll give you that one.
Okay, that's it. That's okay. It's great. I'm starting to call myself a sister because I'm a great assister.
Pat, what have you been playing?
I've been playing a lot of Division 2, some Tales of Berseria, and of course a little bit of Soul Calibur 6.
Nice.
The Division 2, you're reviewing that game. How is that game treating you? Is it a slog? Are you enjoying it? I know a couple of people in the community really love those games and praise it to high heaven. And then I've heard other people saying it's quite repetitive, quite boring, and a little bit difficult on your own. Would they be fairly Would that be a fairly good analysis?
That'd be a fairly good analysis there, yeah. Unfortunately, I can't actually host people on my map because my internet is that slow. So I'm going through the campaign solo, and it is quite a difficult game, and you have to be very careful, and with that carefulness becomes a bit of a tedious task of doing certain missions. But when you are online with people, it can be an extreme amount of fun.
Nice. So the tactics are still there from the original. How are the bosses? Are they still very bullet spongy like those games tend to be? Or? We lost Pat, did we?
I think we might have. We can.
You there, Pat?
Uh-oh.
The bosses are that hard, eh?
We lost Pat.
Bosses have killed Pat, lads.
Division 2 must be very hard.
He's actually gone to play Division 2.
He's gone to play. He doesn't know what happened.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
I think he's back.
he's
Are you
back.
back,
Pat, will you get that hamster going out there now? Get
Oh,
that
there we
wheel
go.
rolling.
Yeah, okay. Okay, where were we?
You were going off
Where
to
are
play
you?
Division 2.
Technical difficulties, as you all know.
We're well used to it, Pat. Don't worry about it.
Oh, this is it.
So you were talking
so-
about how tedious it was on your own, but how good it was with other players. And we can tell by your internet, it's probably difficult to get a full party of guys in.
Yeah, very much so. But yeah, it's a fun game. This is the first time I've gone into a looter shooter, and it's slightly confusing what I'm supposed to be gathering, but I'm slowly getting the hang of it.
Here's the advice: everything. Gather everything, because you can sell it or you can use it. Like a lot of these loot shooters, even just loot games in general, it's just you go out, you gather, you try and get a little bit better, you go, you gather, you try and get a little bit better. And it's the same with like Diablo, it's the same with Destiny. It's the same with kind of all those
They're all
games.
shit. Sorry.
I'll put my hands up. The only one that I have ever enjoyed playing is Path of Exile. Seamus, we still need to get on that on the PS4. But Path of Exile, I found it was a good difficulty, and it kept you going throughout.
You're mad into Destiny for a while too, weren't you?
I played Destiny for a long time. It's not like I liked it. I just got very highly addicted to its gameplay.
I didn't like it. I just played it a lot.
I
don't like breaking. I just love it.
I played about 400.
I don't like cocaine. It's just really addictive, lads.
In fairness to Destiny, the gameplay on Destiny is what kind of hooked me. The gameplay is just like smooth as hell, but again, we can talk about the story and how it didn't hit certain marks and everything else. But Paddy, let's go to you.
All I have to say is, Pat, thanks for reviewing the Division 2, because there was no way in hell I was doing it.
Paddy called me up. He was like, "Do you want to?" I'm like, "Dude, I've not got that many hours in the day. Who'll do it? Pat, will you do it?" "Yeah, no bother." And that was about 4 weeks ago, just to let everyone know.
That's it. Damn game. I've been playing. I know it's a running joke, lads, and it never changes.
Fortnite.
And I think I'm going to give it up. I think I'm done. But it's the game is changing, and I'm changing. I think I downloaded God of War again, and I think I'm just going to dive into that because that's a great game.
So again, is you're finally getting too old for gaming.
Oh, he's going to love that one in the chat.
Wait to see it. No, like that's the kind of me. Like I stopped playing Fortnite for like a week, and I went back, and everyone was building mansions. Like I was like, where's these guys are laying foundations over here?
Check out that classic mode, Paddy.
No, I didn't check it. I'm only been playing the competitive mode. I was up to 280 points. Still need 20 points for the 300. Up at that height, it's so difficult. It's literally you're playing PC players as well, so you're just like you're on a controller, the original PlayStation. The internet's not connected to the internet port. I'm making excuses, but they're valid. You know, and them kind of shooters, them lads, as Absolute Phil said last week, them lads are building walls and shooting at the same time.
So you're telling me if there was like a streaming service that streamed games into your house, that wouldn't maybe be quick enough for an online shooter? Is that what you're telling me, Paddy?
No, it's not. No, the original PlayStation, that's like 4 years old. That's not able for it anymore. These games are moving at such speeds. And I can't play Apex anymore. I don't know, lads. I think I need a new PlayStation, maybe. Or a PC. I'm going PC.
It's not like we haven't been telling you that for months.
I know, yeah. Apex is not working for me at all. It's just gone. I go into it and the sound just goes, everything goes. I can't play it. I love the game and I can't even play it. They're killing the game.
This is just a bit of behind the scenes. Paddy rang me today talking about stuff, and I went, "Did you bring your PlayStation with you?" He's like, "No." I was like, "Were you not supposed to trade that in about 4 weeks ago?" Yeah, but and then
I was supposed to trade it in last year, man. I just have a bit of a connection with it. Like we've been through a lot. There's a lot of hours with me in that PlayStation.
Anyone that's out there that is looking to say do that upgrade to the PS Pro, I think it's actually a great time to do it now, because as we'll talk about a little bit later, we're going to be talking about the PS5, and like it has been confirmed that it's not going to come out this year, and possibly I reckon it's going to come out 2020 around Christmas time. It'd be a nice holiday release. But now would be a great time to get that Pro for very cheap. Seamus, you probably know the trade-in for the PS Pro and GameStop.
I think it's like you can trade in your original one and 2 games, and it's like €139.
That's an unbelievable, like, especially if you're all digital like me, and I've got a couple of games up here. You know, you can trade them in and get a PS Pro for 130 quid. I think that's a great deal. But we'll talk a little bit more about the PS5 and everything.
What are you playing, Ronan?
Later on in the show. Sorry?
What are you playing?
I have been playing FIFA. A shout out to you, Seamus. You were my supporting rock for the tournament over on Absolute.
Hey, I was there too. Now you see me? I was in the shadows.
Oh, you were lurking, were you?
I was lurking. I said a few bits.
He was scouting you.
Yeah, scouting for
if
the
that bastard goes over there. No, we don't.
Jumped in. I thought the way he set up that tournament was really cool. Did it all on stream, was able to share play, gave us a few ideas for what we can do in future tournaments. Went out last night in the quarterfinals, should have never lost. Just got very impatient after the first screamer went in.
I got the pepper. Have you got the salt?
I was salty, I'm not gonna lie. Like I never get salty with opponents, but I get salty with myself. I'm kind of like, do you know what? If I picked PSG or one of the bigger teams, I don't think.
Get up, Rock.
Do you know what? I'll always make up them excuses. But I actually played a bit of Fortnite as well myself. I jumped back in for 1 or 2 games with just a couple of people over the last couple of days, and I will probably jump on that again tonight after. That game, it's like, for me, it's like riding a bike. You never really lose it, but obviously the players around you are just getting better and better. But I think it's a great game to just jump in and have a chat with someone, regardless whether you win or not. Like it's a very good passive game, junk food gaming as I like to call it.
I'll be honest with Fortnite. I think the way they've gone back on the heals and the wood and stuff, I think if they don't have a competitive mode in it, the game's going to die. To be honest, that's the way I feel about it. I mean, people are complaining so much. They're like the pros and everyone are getting very bored of it because of the way they went back on what they originally did, where you get heals. Like there was last night I was playing and I got 7 kills, and some lad came up and killed me. He had 1 kill. I was salty. If you got the heals and stuff, it would be better.
I can see. Maybe it will die off slightly, but I don't think it'll. Like, I think there'll always be people playing it, just like League of Legends or Dota. I don't think. But what's going to happen with Epic? They're just going to expand on other aspects. Like they have the store now. They're going to expand on that. I reckon that they're going to start maybe publishing other games as well and doing things within the gaming industry that's not just Fortnite. That's the way I think Epic are going to go.
What's the big thing against the Epic Store as well? Why is everybody saying they don't want to buy off it? I don't understand that.
See, it's the whole thing about exclusivity with Steam or Epic. The reason why people love PC gaming was because whatever comes out on PC, you can just get it off Steam, or you can get it. Well, there's a few. There's Origins, and there's other
Uplay
stores.
And GOG and stuff like that.
But I still think you can get Ubisoft games on Steam. I could be wrong about that.
So yes, I can get some of them.
To be exclusive they'd have exclusive ones to Epic as well.
But like here's my honest opinion. I think because the people that hate Fortnite and they just don't want to support Epic, and they're not going to go and download their store to download a game. I like, that's my personal opinion.
But you're not wrong about that. There's a lot of people boycotting Borderlands 3 because that's going up on the Epic Store first.
Yeah.
I don't understand it at all. Like it's very nuts. It's like trying to go against just because I don't even know, they haven't done anything wrong. Like I don't understand that at all.
I think the big problem that people are having with it at the moment is that Steam has a load of features that Epic just doesn't have.
Yeah.
Epic is lacking so much,
Definitely.
and a lot of people don't want to use it because it doesn't have what they want. They're used to Steam since it's been the only really big shop on PC.
Do you think Steam needed a bit of a shake-up though? Because I personally, like, every time you go onto Steam, there's hundreds of games. It's so hard to kind of get through them all. I think with Epic coming out, I think it's really after, you know, making Steam actually for the first time ever have a look at their interface, have a look at what they're doing. And I'm hoping, and this is a big hope, that Epic will actually push Steam to release Half-Life 3. I'm just saying I'm saying Half-Life 3.
It's always good to have competition.
You've already thrown it out there, haven't you?
So that's what I'm hoping, but it's wishful
on that note, like, the thing is, it's really easy to keep a store tidy when there's nothing in it.
Exactly.
There's millions of games in the Steam store. They have a lot of other things to manage other than just an interface, like.
Definitely. No, I agree. There's about 15 games on the Epic Store. If you were to look through them all, it's not a lot. So yeah, you're definitely right about that. Guys, I think we should move on to news because we've got a little bit to get through, and then we have a big topic of the week as well. So the first bit of news, it's a very sad one. Anyone that has a TV or the internet seen Notre Dame burning during the week, a very sad scene, and the reason why we wanted to bring this up is because it is connected to the gaming world somehow, the repairs. And Ubisoft are actually after, first of all, they released Unity for free because that is the game that is based in France. So you can go and experience the Notre Dame Cathedral, you can climb up it, you can see how beautiful it is. But it's also going to be used, the architecture in the game is going to be used to rebuild the Notre Dame in real life, and I think that is just absolutely amazing from Ubisoft. Ubisoft have come leaps and bounds for me. I was never a huge Assassin's Creed fan, but when I played Origins and I seen the world that they built, they blow me away. And the fact that they're using their game design to rebuild something, I think that shows where gaming has really come. What do you guys think, Fano?
I think what they're doing, like, it's amazing what they're doing, because if you look at it, like, especially on they're doing it on the Uplay store, but on a PC you can scale things up, so you can actually, like, the game is going to look its best there anyway. So to get as close to what it looked like, that unless you have pictures of it, that game is the best example you're going to get to actually get a walk around it and stuff like that. Until obviously there's repairs, but even they donated €500,000 as well. Like, you know what I mean? This is going to, like, it's a good thing all around. It makes the gaming community look a lot better as well. Like, obviously it makes them look great, and I think to give out the game for free as well, it gives people, like, I haven't played Assassin's Creed games. I stopped playing them after like 2, and then I went back with Odyssey. But now I can pick that up for free and give it a go, have a look through it. And, like, you're probably going to get a lot of people putting up, like, videos and stuff on YouTube now of content of them playing the game inside the Cathedral and stuff like that, and exploring it and finding little hidden things that the game has in it, obviously. So I think it kind of gives it not only gives people, like, the drive to want to see it if they haven't, but it also puts Ubisoft and the Assassin's Creed franchise in a really good place for their next release, which is probably not this year, probably the year after.
And it's funny how Unity was one of those games that was kind of slated for being buggy and everything else, and they did repair a lot of those bugs. But now, for them to release it for free, you can go over, actually we talked about it earlier on, the Uplay store on PC, and grab that game for free. I'm actually going to do that as well. I'm going to do a stream of me going around the cathedral and just exploring it. The fact that they released it for free shows you how good of a company they are. I think they did something with Origins and Odyssey where you could use it as an educational piece of software where you could jump into the map, you can go and visit all these landmarks, and it was fantastic for even people doing history in school, just to jump into that world and to visit these places like the pyramids. I personally have never been to the pyramids, I probably never will, but I feel like I have because of these games, and that's big props to Ubisoft for that. Paddy, what do you think?
No, it's good. It kind of makes you think, though, like, taken away from the game and everything, you should be if you want to go see places, you should really take it by the day and go to them, because you never know what's going to happen. Now that place is a massive history, and you'll never be see the original again. Do you know what I mean? It's good that Ubisoft are getting in and showing the game, showing how good the gaming community can be. And £500,000 is a lot of money as well to be donating to help to rebuild something that people love. Like it's a sad time to see something go down like that.
Pat, what do you reckon?
Well, as you said, it's a really nice gesture which they have shown for this, like giving out the free game and the money. But the only thing I'm really worried about is that I don't hope they actually hire the builders that were doing the reconstruction when this fire happened to actually rebuild it back up.
Was it being built at the time, repaired or something? Was it?
Yeah.
They were repairing it there, and the scaffolding is what I think caught fire and really went things up. I think they found out that it was a plug fuse just sort of exploded.
Wow.
These things happen, I suppose.
Freak accident, isn't it? It's just,
yeah.
You know, like I've often been on building sites when I was younger, and just something, you know, a welder goes up, or you know, these things happen. But for it to catch fire as quickly as it did, and to be a burning, you know, this symbolized architecture just burning in the background, it's sad. But so props to Ubisoft for that. We're going to move on to our next piece of news, which is Capcom are releasing a retro system. We've got a clip of it here of exactly how it looks. Pat, how do you think the new Capcom system looks? I have my opinion, but what do you think?
No, honestly, when I was looking at it, I actually didn't notice some of the buttons because they blended in so well with the actual Capcom logo. But it doesn't look particularly nice.
It's a giant Capcom sign.
It's like they're trying to stroke their own ego.
Exactly, like we're in the boardroom is like, I know what we'll do. A giant Capcom sign. For me, I don't like it personally. Paddy, you've got a different opinion, I think.
It's not that I don't. I think the fighting stick or whatever, like it's all right, but I think the price point is miles off. Like it's £230. It's a £70 piece of equipment. I don't like. You can what do you call them? Pandora's box or whatever you can get on like online and get all this stuff into it. It's way too expensive for what it is. There is some good games on it, like Ghouls and Ghosts and Street Fighter and everything. I love them kind of games, but like the price point is way off. I do like the look of it. It's not that bad, but I'd play it, but I wouldn't buy it.
I feel like, as you're saying, like the people like in like a boardroom, they're like, boys, we hit gold at Resident Evil 2. We did all right with that May Cry 5. No, we do. We take that logo and we make a giant piece of shit with it.
Jesus, they're getting slayed here, like slayed.
The only thing about it is, the only way that this is on, like, it's obviously a collector's item. People are going to collect it. But
who will collect this thing?
Anything.
Anyone, like people, the big collectors.
I'll have it behind there a couple weeks' time. Wait, you see it?
I'll have it up here, guys. If anyone wants to buy it and send it to me, I'll display it. Don't you know what's on it?
I reckon we're going to go to Celtic Throwdown. There's going to be some guy with this thing strapped to his back, like just ready to rock. You're just like, what?
I am Capcom! Just turns.
But no, in all fairness, if these are the arcade ports of these games and not the console ports of the games, they're better quality than what we got on the Mega Drive or the SNES and stuff like that. So it's actually rarer to kind of have those ports of the games and stuff like that. So in some sense, I can't justify the £230. If it was like £100, I'd be like, it's okay.
I want the N64 Mini. Where is the N64 Mini? Where is it?
Just go grab your N64 and slap a game in it.
Yeah, I want the Mini.
Yeah, I think these minis, I think they're a good thing to look forward to. But I actually no, I'll take that back. The Nintendo were good. The Sega one, not so good. The PlayStation one, not so good.
Yeah, but the price point. Why is this price point so different to them ones? Is it because it's a massive sign? It's a massive sign. This plastic costs a lot, lads. We have to
imagine if they did like a really cool, like retro style arcade with the two sticks, like maybe separate the two of them. I think that would have worked really well. Like something that you could put. I could put on my knee, my buddy could put it on his knee, and we could play, Street Fighter, or let's name out the games. So we've got not a lot of fighting games, it seems. But anyway, for a thing that has loads of fighting, for a thing that has fighting sticks, so
Mega Man.
1944, Loot Master, never heard of it. Alien vs Predator, awesome. I'm a huge Alien fan. Armored Warriors, Capcom Sports Club, Captain Commando, Cyberbots, Darkstalkers, Eco Fighters, Final Fight. There's, I think, the first fighting game. Ghouls and Ghosts, Giga Wing, Mega Man, The Power Battle, Pro Gear, Street Fighter 2, Hyper Fighter, Strider, and Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo. So it's not a lot of games for the price point either. I mean, they could really pack this thing out with hundreds of games realistically. But Paddy, what do you make of the actual library?
It's not one, like, there's a couple of games that I would play on it, but it's not that, like, I suppose if you're a really massive Capcom fan, you would love this. Like, there obviously is people out there that will buy this, and I probably will sell. Do you know what I mean? It's just, it'll sit in their shelf. They're not going to be playing it. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be just a collector's item.
So it's going to be
obviously I want to kick everyone's ass at Street Fighter. That's just,
whatever.
That's the way it is. I'm unbeaten forever.
It'll be out October the 25th, and it will cost 230 quid. So
Jesus,
I mean, unless you're
God.
die-hard, I think that is expensive for what is it? 16 games? Yeah,
it's just so bad. Like that's a PlayStation. Would you crap onto yourself there, by?
I know. Yeah, when you think about it, you can go in and get, like, for 150 quid, you can get PS Pro.
PlayStation.
Jump you bearded.
And a couple of games.
Guys, we're going to just run over to the social media page of our sponsor and just have a look through that. Kaiju Gaming Lounge. Fano, Kaiju Gaming Lounge. When are we going?
When are your already, boys? If I have to canoe me whole way across the coast of the country to get there, I can meet you there one way or the other. Just keep a seat.
You have to go through the centre first.
No, go around. Cork boys, run.
So I think we should actually, like, realistically, we should be live in that store now. So if we're live in the shop, I want everyone to go, way!
Hey! Kill some people.
I hope the place is packed out there. As far as I know, they're doing a Counter-Strike tournament.
I think they did that yesterday.
It was yesterday, was it? So it's cool that they're doing these tournaments. So it says here, the best spot for social gaming in Cork. We host gaming events and tournaments. Founded this year. I don't know whether that is a Facebook page or just, I know they're new.
No, I think he only opened up this year.
So they have PC and console gaming, VR gaming tournaments and events, drinks and snacks. The address is 28 North Main Street, Cork, and you got the telephone number there and all. And as you can see,
all you have to do is, instead of going to the pub on a Saturday, lads, go down, go have like a new style arcade. That's what it is. You know what I mean? It's going in, playing some games with your mates.
Bring a few cans.
Bring some. Maybe it's bring your own beer. I don't know. I'll have to ask. BYB, maybe.
And I see here they're having a FIFA 19 competition. I might have to go down for that one and kick everyone's ass on the 25th of April. So if you are around Cork, make sure you head down and get your.
I'm gonna have to get a play in there. Don't go
get beaten by Ronan.
Get your virtual boots on, and we can play. But that's Kaiju Gaming Lounge. I hope I'm saying that right. Do correct me if I'm not, but I think we're good. So the next bit of news, guys, is this is away from gaming, but one that we felt that had to be said because, I don't know, you can find it hilarious, weird, whatever you want to call it. The first episode of the new series of Game of Thrones was pirated 55 million times in 24 hours.
You're all disgraceful.
I will admit I was one of them people.
Get out. Get out. No need for that now. No need for that now, lads. It's terrible behaviour.
Game of Thrones is the best TV show ever. Guess who wrote this, lads? It was me!
So do you reckon it's okay to pirate it now and then buy the box set of the whole lot of them when they release that thing?
Okay, well, then we're going back to this. No, physical is dead, Dad, right? So...
we're going
right, so when are you going to buy it to download the whole lot?
Pat, you're very quiet there. Did you download it as well, did you? Bit of streaming?
No. I'm still like on season 7.
Season 7?
You get out now as well.
Far away. You may as
I've been
well.
on season 7 for a few months, so I have.
Well,
Are
you're
you-
lucky because
I
we've
know-
only been waiting for about 4 years for the new season, so it's
Pat, you actually you're gone off it, are you? I think you told me you got off it.
Yeah, I went off it. Like season 6 and season 7, just sort of lost my interest.
Yeah. I think it's absolutely fantastic, and I am not looking forward to it ending. It's gonna hurt me, and Daenerys is leaving me.
I have seen the first episode.
So let's talk a little bit without obviously major spoilers. If you haven't seen it, go and pirate it and then come back to us.
We don't condone pirating.
But,
We do it. We don't condone it.
Pirating. This will be on Spotify. You can also purchase the MP3 at Paddy. But no, it's so give your kind of an overall opinion about the first episode of season 8, Fano.
You didn't watch it.
I don't watch Game of Thrones, boys.
Paddy.
I thought it was very good. It's starting to, as TV shows do, they start to make full circles and things start to connect up, and it's good to see it. And you see characters meeting up that haven't seen each other in 7 seasons or whatever, and it's very good. Like, I'm not going to give any spoilers. People love Game of Thrones, and there's a reason for it. It's very well done. Like, I know the books are different, but your man has stopped writing the books, and I think whoever's making it is doing a good job of it. Sky Atlantic or whatever the hell they are. HBO.
I totally agree with you. It's one of my favorite shows ever. And I love my TV shows, but this one, I think it just hits all the points that I really like. I love fantasy. I love, family drama. The likes of, people say it's like Sopranos in medieval time, which is...
I love Sopranos. Oh my God, I love Sopranos.
So it's just everything kind of connects together. I love dragons. I love all that kind of stuff. The writing is brilliant. I think the twists and turns it takes along the way are brilliant. And I thought the start of season 8 was very good. Without spoiling anything, a little cheesy in places, but I think that's a nice build up to what madness is going to come. But yeah, that's Game of Thrones.
And I'm declaring my love for Daenerys.
What's that?
For sure. I'm declaring my love for Daenerys. She can come get me. Public of Players podcast, Daenerys.
Emily Clark. You want to check out her Instagram? She's not bad, no, Emily.
No, she's not. She's not.
So, guys, the next bit of news is TwitchCon was this week, and some good news was released. Maroxide has the details, so let's hear it, Maroxide.
So a lot kind of happened at TwitchCon this weekend. During it, like they've said that they're refining their search engine, which means like what they're doing is it's kind of like when you're typing in stuff, you're going to get not just the top. Are you looking for something? You're not just going to get like the top 5 streamers that are playing these things. You're going to get like a mixture of stuff. It's refining how you find people. It's not just by this guy has 10,000 viewers and here's the rest. Like they're changing how this works. It's good for smaller streamers and people on the grind and stuff like that. So that's their first. That's yeah. It's a term, right? Here. We're all on it.
I'm just playing video games and people are watching me.
So that's the first thing, is that they're refining that. Another thing that is coming down is Twitch Sings. Twitch Sings has gone free for all affiliates and partners to use now. They released that out to everyone. So if you like having a little sing song with your audience, that's what you do. Stick on the karaoke, put on your best shoes, and sing your heart out, boys.
I'm thinking we're going to have to start our Twitch band, Fano.
That's it, yeah.
I don't have any good shoes. Can I bring me tambourine?
Oh, okay, I'm good. I still have notes.
La, 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 la.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing is they've expanded their bounty board. So how the bounty board works is if you're an affiliate or something like that. Now it hasn't reached Ireland yet, unfortunately, but you'll have on your dashboard, you'll have a thing you can click on called bounty boards, and what that is companies will allow you to have a chance to play a game of their content, whatever content, with some rules, and if you hit all the targets under those rules, they'll actually pay you. So they'll sponsor you. They're like paid sponsorships for mini streams, kind of, which is huge for any small content creators and stuff like that, and people with a small audience who are trying to grow their streams and stuff like that. The other thing is for affiliates and stuff and people who are hitting their goals and stuff and getting Twitch payouts. Twitch payouts are now down to 15 days from 45 days. So that's huge.
That's very good. Nice.
I think it's about time Twitch updated stuff, because they seem to be very samey the last couple of years, and it's good to see them like listening to the streamers and the smaller streamers and making it a little bit easier for the algorithm to be found. Like it's very hard, it's very tough the way they're at the position at the minute where you're at the bottom of the stream, or the most views are at the top and the least are at the bottom. So you have to scroll the whole way down to find a new streamer unless you hit the search bar. Like the algorithm is very tough, and it's good that they're trying something new.
Well, it's they're listening obviously to their fans and stuff like that, but there's millions of people do this. I understand like why. I'm actually kind of surprised they've done so much in one go. Why not eke this out, kind of?
It's kind of, but it has to be coming for a while. I think the app is absolutely dog shit. Like even on the phone or anything like that, the chat doesn't come up, or you log into here and you get kicked out of here, and everyone seems to have a problem with it.
That's a very good point, because one of my mates that does watch me stream, he never watched me on Twitch because it never worked for him for some reason.
No, it doesn't. I think that's the first. When's the last time they updated it? Before that, I don't remember them having an update. Was there at all?
I had for the phone apps. They kind of get updated like every 4 or 5 months, but they're not major updates. I actually had an interesting conversation with your brother Paddy the other day, and he was saying to me, he was on his way home on the train. I was streaming, and he was watching me. But the second he switched from his mobile data to his internet in his house, the stream just cut off for some reason on his home internet. He can't watch my stream on his phone. It just doesn't make sense.
Well, I heard recently that he's in Scotland, so I heard recently that the UK actually cut off porn. So what are you doing? Like, maybe that's what it is.
The biggest problem I have when I'm watching on the phone is it just pauses, and it even says they're not live anymore, and then you have to close the stream, refresh it, and then it'll come back. Yeah, it's probably something I never looked at before.
One thing I don't like as well is if you click out of it, you refresh it. I'd like if the chat stayed. Do you know what I mean? If you refresh it, the chat deletes. If you refresh it, so if it lags out and you refresh, you don't get to see the comments. Do you know what's after coming up? I think it's good that they're updating it. It's about time. They're a massive company and they make serious money. Do you know what I mean? It's about time they did something, especially to help the smaller streamers. Like, it'll help them in the long run as well to get more money as well if they help the smaller streamers get seen instead of having it just the top lads sit at the top and the bottom sit at the bottom. It was very hard.
Right, guys, we're going to have to move on because the next one could bring us down a rabbit hole. I'm going to actually throw this one to Pat, but Xbox are taking the leap and they're bringing out an all-digital Xbox. Now, this has been rumoured for a while, but it's 100% happening now. Pat, what do you think and what do you make of this? And is physical dead?
I don't like it. Not at all. It's... Like, it took 2 days to download the update for Division 2 for me.
Wow.
2 days to download like 44 gigabytes. I cannot survive on a system that requires to download games.
Pat, do you live on Craggy Island?
I know. Pat said, let's go back to what Pat said, that he has good internet, and then he said, what was it, 10 meg or something you had?
No. I'm getting about 5.
How is that good internet?
Station rats.
You should have been like, it's getting better marginally over the years. Like it was horseshit like a few
5.2.
It's like it's depressing, but sometimes you get a good day where you might get 7 megabytes per second.
Is that why you're still rocking the Sega in the background? Just sometimes you can't.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, you're gonna have like the likes of that. You're gonna have your retro systems that you can play anytime. But I feel like this is we're gonna have the two for a while. We're gonna have the digital version and the physical and digital. But even for you, like, don't you still have to put a CD in and allow it to download, regardless whether it's all digital or not?
And then get a patch.
Don't need the internet for that.
Oh, what about for a patch?
He's doomed.
Need patches. Patches aren't needed.
Oh, you're one of those guys just don't update.
Well, I let them. Like, I would usually be playing a game like a good maybe 2 or 3 days before the update is like, officially updated. So it doesn't really bother me.
That's dedication, man.
Jeez, I'll have to worry about what games I give you. 40, Jesus, be there for 4 days looking to.
So it's saying here that you're going to get 3 free games. Forza Horizon, which is an unbelievable game. I play it on PC. Minecraft, you could probably throw that thing in. Yeah, but Minecraft is pretty phenomenal. And Sea of Thieves. I know Sea of Thieves had a rocky start, but people actually love that game. So they're the 3 that you're going to get for the start. How big it is, I'm trying to look here at details. How actually big the hard drive is going to be is
2 terabytes.
2 terabytes. Okay, so that's pretty hefty. But
the thing about it is, all they've done is take the disk drive out. The actual space and stuff where that is in the Xbox One S is still there. I wouldn't be surprised if you could just buy one and connect it up to it.
that makes sense.
Yeah, here I will sell you this, and then I'll sell you this. You have it.
It's just a lighter Xbox One S, like.
But it's cheaper, obviously.
I think it's a point.
No,
of
it's not.
I think it is cheaper, isn't it? It's cheaper.
No,
it's more
they have a 2 terabyte hard drive in it, which drove up the price. But
I thought it was cheaper. It says it's cheaper on that.
No,
on that article, I think.
No, honestly, you could probably actually get
it's like 260 or 270 quid.
Yeah, it's them dipping their toe into the market to see what everyone thinks. Why not try it now before they release the next one? You know what I mean?
Like I do feel sorry for the likes of you, Pat, that has the crappy internet, but I feel like even now the majority of people have decent internet. Like Paddy, you probably have good enough internet for a digital system.
Yeah,
we all know I had to modify my entire house nearly to get good internet.
I know, but you have it, like, that's what I'm saying, and I've got good internet here as well. I feel like that excuse it's not kind of working for developers of consoles anymore. Like the fact that people don't have good enough internet in the suburbs. I just don't think it's a good enough excuse anymore. And I think in let's say 5 years from now, I think we all will have sufficient internet to run all of these. And I think at that stage, that's when you'll really see the blend over from physical to digital completely.
I'm telling you now, the companies, PlayStations and Xboxes and all, they don't want physical copies in a store. They want to cut that middleman out.
It's definitely going to be
it's a business. It's a business move. Like, why would you want to put and everyone keeps saying to me that your prices of digital is the same as the store. The reason it's the same as the store is because they can't cut under them or there'll be war. They have to let them companies die off naturally.
That's the way it is. I always felt digital was cheaper, Paddy. Always. And I think you get worse.
It is cheap. If you on day one, it's the same price. I think that's what people.
Yeah, the day one. But I always find that sales come quicker with digital. Maybe that's because they definitely do come quicker.
Like I was in GameStop today, and every time I go in there, it's just barer and barer, and they're the last ones that are holding on, except for the individual stores that are popping up, which I think are better than the GameStop. That's a big corporate company. The lads that are selling retro stuff, and like keeping it up like that. There, I don't mind that, but the people that are they're just trying to get your games to come in and to resell them. That's what they're making their money, is reselling your games. They're not making money off the new games. It's all the old games are doing it. The stores are dying out. GameStop is doomed as far as I can see.
It really is. Like, you have to look at even the way Video Box was or Extravision in this country. Like, they hold on for as long as possible until just less and less people go in there. And I loved Extravision. I love going in and picking up a DVD and renting it for a night or a PlayStation game. But that's just such a thing of the past, like, and people will hold on. I know, like, they love the physical, they love having, that physical collection. But it's going to be something that is going to be a niche, and it's going to be something that people are going to, the collectors will always be out there. I think we're going to
have... The community really, really disagree with us. We
had a poll, didn't we?
Yeah, we put the poll up today, and it was like, is physical dying? And it's like, I think there was 100 votes on it, but it was 70 to 30 or whatever. So, like, obviously the community fucking disagree. I think it's because we're all gamers at heart, and we don't want... We grew up with physical, and we don't want it to change.
No, but in all fairness, these independent stores are popping up that sell physical copies. These wouldn't be sustainable if there wasn't a market for physical.
Oh no, there's definitely a market now for physical.
Now, 100%.
Yeah, but it's as I said, it's like my daughter or the sons or whatever. It's them that are coming up that won't want physical. They won't care. They've got Netflix, they've got iTunes, they've got Spotify. Everything's like right there when they want it, and it's going to be the same with games.
Like nobody that I know that's kind of in the say 18 to 20 bracket has a music collection anymore of any sort of physical or a DVD collection, or do you know what I mean? It's all digital, and it's not that you will have the older generations that hold on to their collections, and that's
I have
fantastic.
collections.
I know,
Yeah. We all do.
I know, but you're the same. Like you're probably the same age as us. Like I have
I
collections
even have
as well.
the Teletubbies.
But you know what I mean? Like we're that older generation that do want to hold on to the past, and it's important for us to hold on to the past. And I don't want people to just forget about physical, but to say that it's not dying out or not going to be gone in 5 or 10 years is a little bit naive, if you ask me.
If GameStop make it past 2 years, I'll be very surprised. I'll be honest. I think they're going down very, very fast. That's a prediction base right there.
So guys, the last bit of news is we have actually the trailer for the new Star Wars game, Jedi Fallen Order. We're just going to play this here. And so let me go down to the Star Wars game details have been announced. Respawn boss Vince Zampella, yeah, that's right, confirmed that Jedi Fallen Order is, I can't even talk now for some reason, is a solely driven single player game, no multiplayer or microtransactions, which they seem to be boasting about, but they have to remember that it was their fault that this problem happened in the first place. Jedi Fallen Order was revealed during E3 2018. I remember it was in the crowd. It was the worst announcement of a video game I've ever seen. The Zambella was awkward as hell in the crowd and shouldn't have actually had to mention it there. But he said that the Star Wars game is set after Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. You'll play as a young Jedi Padawan that escaped Order 66, which was this Sith initiative to get rid of all the Jedi. So you're on the run, and you'll have access to a lightsaber. Respawn is expected to announce further details about Jedi Fallen Order. Guys, what do you make of the trailer, first and foremost? Paddy?
Yeah, I think it's very cool. I'll be picking it up and playing it. Like it sounds good, like a good story game. You can't beat it, and who doesn't want to use a lightsaber? Like I think they're on their back heels with this game, trying to make up for the last absolute shambles that they had. They absolutely
probably the worst.
It was
worst
literally
shambles
like
in video game history.
The PR for that game and everything, the public reaction and everything. Like they had a thing on Reddit, and it was the most what did they say on
downvoted,
downvoted thing in fucking Reddit history. They try to make so much money. Like the problem with that company is it's shareholders, and all they want to do is make money. So this, I suppose, they're trying to make up for it, and hopefully they do.
Seamus?
I mean, they've gone about it the right way. I don't know if they've lost the fans, with like the last couple of titles and stuff. The only thing about like that, like it has to live up to the games from like the PS2 era. If you're gonna have a single player like Star Wars game, as
in the Jedi, what was it called? There was 2 of them released. The second one wasn't great. People in the chat would know that one.
Yeah,
but there was one where you used the Jedi. It was pretty decent.
Yeah. Is there go down that road or go down the I played the online MMO, the Old Republic.
Yes, brilliant game.
It's fantastic.
Unbelievable.
That was the only problem. There was only one problem I have with that game, but I'll leave it out for today because it's a rant that could go on for a while.
Leave it out.
But if they go down that landscape, that game is huge. The landscape in that game was huge, and it really felt like you were in that universe. Like show off that universe to its full potential with these kind of games. I don't know how. Like we don't have enough information. I still feel like we don't have enough information after a year of waiting to really like get behind. Like obviously they've done the right things. They've said no multiplayer, no microtransactions. It's good to have a Star Wars game that's just you in the game.
Yeah,
but I'm kind of hoping that the fan base who were waiting for it, I hope it lives up to it for them. And thank you very much, Alan. It was Bounty Hunter.
Who doesn't want to be a Jedi?
Yeah,
Pat, you want to be a Jedi?
Pat, what do you make of it? Are you interested in the Star Wars universe?
I'm definitely interested. Like, I'm holding my opinion back at the moment because they haven't showed off gameplay.
Yeah.
But one thing I'm actually not very happy about, which you mentioned it there, was how they said no microtransactions and no multiplayer. It's just simply single player. And this won't be coming down the road. And EA have been pushing this out on their social medias as if,
Yes,
oh yeah,
boasting.
we're brilliant.
Yeah, boasting about it.
And people are happy about this, and rightfully so. But literally, we shouldn't have to be happy about this happening for a game.
But it seems like every game they release, they have to tag it with no microtransactions. Like, just let it die in the past. You know what I mean? Move on. Like a lot of people, they got burnt by Battlefield 2 or Battlefront 2. You fixed it. Move on. Stop bringing up this same. Like, I know, and they're probably asked like every time. I know Angry Joe always puts it down, but it's to really kind of twist the nail. Just let it die. Bring out an unbelievable single player experience. See, the problem I have with this game is I'll be honest with you, I am not that impressed about this trailer. I thought we would get gameplay. We've been waiting a long time for this. Like, the first time it was announced, like I said, was at E3 2018. It was mentioned in the crowd. I feel like there's something fishy going on about this game. And another problem was we got that cancelled Star Wars game, which was called Operation Ragtag, which actually Amy Hennig, the writer for the Uncharted games, she was ahead of. It was Visceral Games were doing it. And that was the one I was interested in, because you had this phenomenal writer come on board and write this amazing, sorry, something went into my eye, amazing, single player story writer. And they threw Visceral Games under the bus because they said that single player games, there's no money in them anymore. And because I feel like now, because of the backlash that they got for that, they're trying to force Respawn to make this game. To me, it seems a little bit rushed. I'm not sure. Not seeing any gameplay has me a little bit worried. The animation in the trailer didn't really do much for me either. And yeah, this whole thing about no microtransactions, no multiplayer, I was actually hoping that they would have multiplayer in a sense that you could actually go in and have a lightsaber battle with one of your buddies. I was also hoping that you'd be able to actually create your own character, and like the Old Republic. Respawn are a fantastic developer. They don't make bad games, but they haven't made a whole lot of games, and I'm just worried that EA are after maybe pushing Respawn into this game because of the backlash they got for the cancellation of Operation Ragtag. I'm a little bit worried. My hands are up. Apex is phenomenal, well done, but this one worries me.
Did you hear the rumor about the gameplay?
Yes, I heard the whole Dark Souls rumor. Look, when people say Dark Souls, I would even say, if somebody says, "Oh, The Witcher 3 is kind of like Dark Souls," games can be like Dark Souls because it's an action RPG essentially. It's an action game, so you press one button, it blocks. You press another button, it does a light attack. You press another button, it does a heavy attack. That doesn't really interest me, to be honest. And I'm a huge Dark Souls fan, if you didn't know. That doesn't interest me at all. What interests me is, let's see what the game is when it comes out, but I'm very withheld about this one.
I think you're saying about Dark Souls, I think to compete with something like that in a modern market, it would have to be like on the same level of tactically as Sekiro is for like lightsaber battles and stuff like that, for it to actually...
Sekiro would be unbelievable as a Star Wars game, definitely.
That's what I'm saying. Like it would have to be that intensity to keep my interest on that level.
But it doesn't look like it's going to be like that. It looks like it's going to be you're running from the Emperor. It doesn't look like you're going to be this badass Jedi. You're going to be this guy that doesn't want to be seen. There might be a bit of sneaking going on. There could be, it looks like you're always out of sight. I don't know whether it'll come to the point where now you're the Jedi that brings it all back, because as we know, you probably get killed at the end of the game, going by the canon anyway.
I feel like there just wasn't enough. They haven't given us enough information.
If you're into Star Wars, and don't get me wrong, I am a huge Star Wars fan, just to let people know. Hated The Last Jedi, but I'm a huge Star Wars fan overall. But I'm actually looking forward to the new Episode 9. I thought Episode 9 trailer really impressed me. This, not so much. So, guys, on that bad note, let's move on to our topic of the show. The specs of the PS5 were leaked and essentially confirmed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up the actual specs here, and we're going to go through. Hopefully, I can get it going right here. No, that is not right. So let me see. Let me bring it back here. I'm going to just call them out because the OBS is acting to make with me. So the PS5 will have the following specifications: 8-core AMD Ryzen CPU based on the 7nm Zen 2. So that's going to be a new processor. I'm happy to hear that because my PC has a Ryzen chip in it, and I think they're absolutely great. The graphics card is going to be an AMD Radeon Navi GPU, which is not even released yet. It's new architecture that's coming out. So again, very looking forward to seeing what this thing is going to be. PS5 supports ray tracing, which Seamus, you'll know with the new GPUs, the 2080s, they have this new thing called ray tracing, which is a new lighting processing processing that just gives like awesome lighting. It supports 8K resolution for future displays. That's yet to be seen because essentially we don't get true 4K on the PS Pro. So is it going to be upscaled from PS Pro? Is it going to be true 8K? Who knows? Backwards compatibility with PS4 games. I think that is a huge one, and I'm very happy to see that there. It contains a disk drive for physical copies. People out there will be very happy with that. And features a solid state drive, and personally that last one is a massive step forward for everything from load times. The only problem that you might have is it might be a little bit more expensive for a less size of a hard drive. So Seamus, do you want to jump in here first with the opinion on the specs?
There's so much brilliant things about this, right? Like, you take the processor first of all. The processor in that, like, they haven't even begun to talk about it. It's already 8 times faster than the one you have in a PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
So, like, you know what I mean? Like, the things that I think definitely aren't going to happen is the 8K. It's not going to be true 8K. It'll be upscaled 4K.
Yeah, I thought that. Okay. All right.
I do not think that they'll do 8K because we haven't really gotten the technology perfect for 8K yet. So I think if they were to do that, especially next year, it's a bit too early, I think, for to have true 8K on a console. It'd be too expensive to have it on a console. The only thing I'm worried about is the GPU is part of the CPU. It's an APU essentially.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Heating problems. Like, this machine, I'm assuming it's going to be the same size as a PS4, and anyone who has a PS4 Pro or one of the originals knows it's very, very loud. Or Paddy right now, his PlayStation is going to take flight if he plugs it in. But like,
bring me the car.
APUs, I think, just heating problems.
But it also, the way I'd look at that, Seamus, is it's taken up less amount of space and therefore more circulation.
You're not wrong there, but it's a lot of stress on one fan.
Maybe there's going to be 2, maybe 3, like with the space that's left. No, definitely, it's something that we have to look out for. But
the SSD, I was reading about it. There's a chance it could be an M.2 drive, so it could be absolutely like stinking fast. It could be absolutely amazing.
So where does that go with memory? Do you know what I mean? Now that we're on the solid state drive, like, does it be a 1 terabyte solid state hard drive with the ability
I'm assuming it's going to be a 1 terabyte. I don't think you're going to be able to customize these things. I think it's literally going to be anything else is external. I think that it'll be a 1 or 2 terabyte. I know the dev kits are 2 terabytes.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 2 terabyte anyway.
Is it going to be able to make the game smaller? Or the games going to be able to smaller to make this?
No, games are only going to get bigger and bigger. That's the thing. That's the thing that bottlenecks any console in comparison to a PC. As games are going to get bigger and bigger. It's easy to upgrade a PC. It's not easy to upgrade a console.
No.
We also have to remember... Sorry, go on, Paddy.
No, I always thought that. I think maybe Xbox will do that, where you can eventually start upgrading the parts. Stop letting it that you can't open the bloody console and update as you go along. But I suppose that stops them bringing out a midterm console again. You know the way they do it in 3s nearly, or 2s now. But the PlayStation does it a lot, where they bring out in terms. I suppose that's what it is. But it'd be better if you could upgrade the PlayStation as you go along. It's harsh that the way they sell the parts. People would buy them. You know what I mean?
See, I think the problem you have there is it leads to the way games are developed for the system. Now, I know it's easier now because everything essentially is a PC and you just build it for the PC. And if it's a PS Pro, you have this graphics. If it's not a standard, it's obviously dialed back a little bit. Look,
The only other thing is price point. Like the actual architecture that's in this, to put it in a PC, it's going to be expensive. To have it in the PlayStation, they're going to be around 600 quid.
Yeah, let's do a round. So you said 600. Pat, do you want to jump in first before we do pricing?
I don't have much to add. I'm not the biggest on the technology side, tech savvy. That's better than I ever could have said it.
Gigaflops.
It goes over my head. Like, it sounds good, but it also sounds seriously expensive.
Brilliant. I love your honesty.
But on the price point,
what do you think?
See, I don't think it would be 600. I think they would have learned their lesson from PS3. I say they might go 500.
Okay. Seamus?
I'm still going to say 600, and I still think that they're making a loss per console.
Paddy?
I think 5 as well.
I think it's going to be $5.99. I'm going to go with Seamus as well, just in terms of the technology, how new it is.
I don't know. I think the market price point is around 5. I don't like they seem to bring them out around that. That's what seems to work for them. Like, they tried. It was remember the PS2 and stuff was very, very expensive. I don't think that. I don't think they'll go. I think 6 is too much. They'll have to make it that it's around 5 or 450. I think that's the market price. To be honest,
time will tell.
It's going to be great to see it. I suppose it's going to be. I'd say it'll be 2021 before we get it, though. I can't see it coming out next year.
So yeah, so release date. You said 2021. Seamus, what do you reckon?
No, I'm going to say the architecture and the actual hardware is already in place. So I'm saying probably holidays next year.
Yeah,
Christmas. That seems about right.
Christmas. Yeah, I think that's a good time. I think for myself as well.
I think E3 is going to give up a lot of details on things. I think if you start seeing
Sony aren't at E3.
Yeah, you have to remember that.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I think that's why actually this was announced the way it was. It's kind of to get ready for Xbox to come out with. I honestly think Xbox are going to have a phenomenal E3 because it's really them and nobody else. Obviously, you have your third party developers there,
Nintendo.
But they're going to be coming with the new console. They're going to be coming with all those new studios that they picked up, and I think it's going to be a good year and a good battle between them two. I think next generation will see PlayStation and Xbox a lot more I suppose neck on neck, because I think both will learn from mistakes.
Is next generation console digital?
Well, it's
we've already got a disc drive.
It says contains
the
a disc
PS5
drive for physical copies. No, that's not the
no,
same.
not
Xbox.
PlayStation for Xbox. I said Xbox.
Oh, sorry.
I don't think I think they'll put in one with a disc tray.
Yeah.
And this discless console they're doing at the moment, I say, as you were saying, it was like it's a prototype to see how well it does with the market.
Very true.
Yeah.
Tester.
Do you think that the PlayStation 5 is coming with disc drive for backwards compatibility?
Yes,
well,
I think you will be able to put PS4 games into it.
No, but I mean, do you think that's why? Do you think that's why it comes with the disc drive? Do you know what I mean? Maybe they're not going to make PS5 games; they're going to be digital, but the PS4 games will be backwards compatible. They can put them in.
I still think Sony think it's too early to go fully digital. In fairness to Sony, they are the first ones to implement the streaming online. They have that Guy code. They bought that over before anyone else, before Google mentioned their streaming service. So realistically, Sony have the infrastructure there to create a streaming service to go along with the PS5. But to have everything else in place, the physical copies, the digital, and I think it's very interesting because
I think the big thing kind of that people should be looking forward to with this, especially people like Paddy, because I know they enjoy it, is next generation VR.
Yeah. That's also something else. You're going to be able to use your old VR headset, your old Sony headset with this system. They're not going to get you to buy a new VR headset. That was another thing.
VR is savage.
It's brilliant.
VR does not treat me well.
Nor me.
It doesn't treat Fana well either. He feels sick.
No. I get horrifically sick.
We were doing a 24-hour stream, and I was in it. I was into it, man. There was no one else there. It was just me and your one in Resident Evil 7. We were just having a good time.
One thing, can I just bring up on the actual PlayStation 5 on backwards compatible?
Go on.
Yep.
Backwards
Compatibility.
Tune in next week to figure out what he's going to say.
But
happens us all.
There's been patents going around that actually showcase that the PS5 might be backwards compatible with PS3, PS2, and PS1 as well.
Yeah, they did take out patents on it already.
There's been like 3 or 4 that went around though.
See, what they could do is the way they did it with the PS3. The first set of consoles to go out could come backwards compatible with everything, but the next set, you say like you do your fourth quarter 2020 consoles are all backwards compatible, and then your first quarter for 2021 are just normal backwards compatible PS5, PS4, and that's it.
But from what I've seen of the patents, it looks like they're trying to do it through emulation rather than actually putting the systems in like they did with the original PS3s.
That works for me though. Like I think it's different emulating, say, Nintendo and Sega compared to emulating PS1, PS2. I think there's definitely a difference there. Guys, if you have any questions in the chat, just drop them now so we can get to you. But we'll continue this conversation.
I think
I was saying PS1 games haven't aged well compared to Nintendo.
No.
Yeah, upscaling doesn't really do anything for them. I think it'd be nice to have it. Like you're saying that the true emulation. If you put your PS1 disc in, and it just literally just downloads the data off that disc, and same as a disc now. Yeah, it's same as a disc now. You just put it in as a key for the game to start. So you say you're playing, I don't know, Crash Bandicoot or Crash Bash or something. You put it in, it rips it onto the hard drive, and then you're literally just using the key to start it because it's going to play it through emulation anyway.
So you're trying to say like you'd rather be a digital game, like?
If it's going to play through emulation one way or the other, it's going to be digital one way or the other.
Yeah.
So Streamer Elite says the chipset for legacy compatibility. Ooh. Will add to the cost of release units, hence why I said 1k per console. I think if you release a Sony console for 1,000, you've literally destroyed.
You're committing suicide.
Whole ecosystem.
There's
but the thing is, that would be if it's putting in. If you have to put the hardware in to run it as a legacy, then it probably would cost that much because they'd have to remake the architecture and the stuff for it. But if it's doing it digitally, as we were talking, it would keep it at the same price. They literally just have to put a piece of code in that rips these games onto it.
Like if you're to turn around to me at the time when PS5 came out and said this PS5 is $1,000, but you could buy a PC that's probably twice as better for $1,000, like you're going to buy the fucking PC.
Definitely.
They're going to stub themselves in the toe. I'm telling you, they're going to have to find their price point and marketing parts.
If they can
take
a hit on it at the start, and if they can release it for I think 400 is a really good price point for every sort of human being that they can even save. For 600 is expensive. Don't get me wrong. I won't get it for €600. But 500 is in the middle. The reason why I didn't get an Xbox is because it was 5 and PlayStation was 4. So that's going to be an interesting battle. Any last words before we go to the community, guys?
Stick to PlayStation.
So, too old for gaming. Favorite PlayStation exclusive, Pat?
Favorite PlayStation? Jeez, that's a hard question. I'll have to probably go with maybe Ratchet and Clank 2. Or are we just going with just pure PlayStation 4?
No, that's fine. It can be PlayStation. So Ratchet and Clank 2.
Right, Ratchet and Clank 2. It's just Ratchet and Clank's one of my favorite series, hand down. As I grew up with it with a child, and it just kept on growing with me as I went on to the PS3 and then came back for the PS4. But I love the original Ratchet and Clank, and Ratchet and Clank 2 was a really big step up for the game. Like they added in the level up for the weapons and the nanotech, which was for the health, and it brought so much more to it.
Did you like the remake?
Gameplay wise, I loved the remake for PS4, but story wise, I was severely disappointed.
Okay. Just because
that was like a Jack moment there.
yeah.
It's just like because the first story was just it was really good. The first story, like because Ratchet starts off as like sort of bitchy, in all honesty. And like he's sort of there for himself more than anything else. But as the game progresses, he sort of evolves and he becomes a good guy. But during Ratchet and Clank, he sort of, for the remake on PS4, he's become this. He's already this like I want to be a hero type character, and there's not that much growth there. I think that's also down to had to fit into the film schedule. But
which was garbage.
In all honesty, if there is a new Ratchet and Clank coming, I hope it continues on from Into the Nexus, rather than going for a remake of a second Ratchet and Clank.
Okay, let's push it on here because we've got a few more questions. Fano, real quick.
Oh, you know it. Don't even bother. I bought a PS4 for it. It's Bloodborne.
It's Bloodborne, right? So that's mine as well. The guy that asked the question, too old for gaming. John, same for him. So what? That's 3 of us. Yeah.
We win. Bloodborne wins.
So Paddy.
I
think I know yours, Paddy.
The Last of Us.
Yeah, brilliant choice. That'd be my number 2 actually. Fantastic game.
What's a Bloodborne? I don't know.
Yeah, you should play it. Oh no, you tried and you were no good at it.
No, I tried it. I was like, lads, this is not that hard. These are a bunch of
Yeah, right.
It's like,
that trailed out. It was him dying.
No, it wasn't. Shut up, you. Go back to Sekiro.
Couple in the chat. Yakuza, God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn for Dave Ayres, Ape Escape.
I think that's a question.
It says here, Oshin Glennon says, one game from Xbox you wish was on PlayStation.
Gears of War.
Sunset Overdrive.
Oh, nice choice.
Oh.
I really want to play that game.
It's hard for me now. Probably Fable.
Yeah, Fable is a good choice.
It's Fable or Halo for me, but like Fable, I'd say.
Halo was amazing.
Gears of War. God damn it, there's too many. No Halo or not Fable. We're gonna stick to Fable.
I definitely would go Gears of War. I love Gears of War.
I'd love a Forza on PlayStation. I don't think
Forza's
we have
pretty cool,
any good games.
Okay, lads, we're talking about
Need for
Xbox
Speed.
too much. We're talking about Xbox too much. This is not an Xbox channel.
Oshin says Uncharted is his favourite exclusive. And I waited for PUBG to come to PS4, then it was released and it was terrible. Actually threw me to PC to play it. Streamer Elite, exactly the reason why I built a PC was for PUBG. And you know what, I'm happy, it's a fantastic game. Oshin says Forza, he'd love to see that on PlayStation, definitely for me. There's nothing like it on the PlayStation. Sunset Overdrive is not great, I have both consoles. John says, one game you know that's been remade but wish it wasn't. Okay, that's a question. So Fano, let's do this one last question. One game you know that's being remade but wish it wasn't. Let's just go with one game that was remade but you wish it wasn't.
Okay, that was remade. I'm gonna have to go with Spyro.
Okay.
As imaginative and as creative as it was, it just felt really lacking. I was actually bored of playing it by the time I finished it.
Okay.
Because you're not 12 anymore.
Pat?
Ratchet and Clank for the PS4.
And Paddy?
Final Fantasy 7.
Oh, brilliant.
Haven't they done it?
It's never coming, Fano. It's never coming.
Ronan, you want to get that wallet out and start ordering that pizza. It's coming.
Never. That's the first time it was mentioned in about 4 years. Like, it's not coming. They don't know what to do with that thing.
Mm-hmm. That's fine.
Wait, we have to put a time frame on this. Like we have.
I will be out for PlayStation 6.
When? Yeah, PlayStation fucking 12.
It'll probably be a PS5 release title. I said that when we got the first announcements.
PlayStation 5 release title.
Yep.
Right, so we're giving it. If it's not a PlayStation 5 release title, right, you lose.
I
just
don't think it's good enough. Like, how can Resident Evil 2, how can you bring that game out fully refreshed or fully reskinned, fully remade, unbelievable, and like you're not even you haven't even started Final Fantasy, or you have
because it's a completely different the scale of game. Resident Evil is a 2-hour game.
It's an old game as well. Like I don't think it's. I think they're acting to make.
I honestly would like to see. I'd like to see it. See what it looks like.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure they put it. Sure, say Half-Life 3 while you're at it.
Half-Life 3. Streamer, me and you need to sit down and have a Half-Life chat because they are good games.
See, I think the problem with Final Fantasy 7 there is probably it's probably having the exact same problems that Final Fantasy 15 had, which was the like poor sort of game development. It's probably just not going very well.
The thing about Final Fantasy 15 is I feel like that was because they put so many patches into it after the game was released. I feel like that was literally put out there for people to test the fighting architecture in the game to see if they liked it, because that's what's going into Final Fantasy 7 Remake. And you can't talk about it. You can't say it's not being done, because literally there was an article released saying that's what's being focused on by Square Enix the second Kingdom Hearts 3 was released. And if it comes out and it's anything like Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm going to throw every piece of gaming equipment in the bin.
I love that everyone just went radio silence after Kingdom Hearts 3 came out. Just like, yay, I'm playing this game I'm looking forward to for the last 10 years. And then nothing. And then Jack, like about 4 or 5 weeks later, guys, Kingdom Hearts is not that good. It's like, okay.
The Toy Story part was good. I watched that when Fano was playing it. Looked good.
If you've never played one, or you're like a kid and you want to show them that kind of, or if you want to show your kids like that kind of universe from the Disney perspective, it's great. If you had a kid with you to play it with you, it would be unreal. Like, if you and your son wanted to play something like that, it would actually be class, because the story parts to it are really inventive. It's just super easy, and that's the problem.
Okay. I played one or two and I liked them. I never really got hooked as much as other people. Guys, we're gonna end the show there. It was a packed show. I knew when I seen the show notes that it was gonna be packed. Thanks to everyone. I hope I don't forget anyone. Streamerly, Oshin, John, David Ayers, all the guys that jumped in. Thanks a million for stopping by, asking the questions and joining us. So let's do our plugs and let's get out of here. Paddy, where can the good folks find you?
Lads, we're on Spotify. All right.
We are on Spotify.
We are on Spotify. If you missed the show on out Thursday night, you're not there, you're out for a few pints or something. Friday morning, lads, you come in, you download the Spotify, you stick it on, and you sit there with a hangover, you listen to our soft little voices. Please, please, please follow it. And check out all the lads streaming. Maroxide is at 200 follows. He's doing fantastic. I don't know what Ronan's on, probably on about 2 million followers at the minute. No, Pat needs to start streaming. Thanks for the support, boys. And you can find me on the Twitch channel as well. I might be giving up Fortnite. I might not. Apex is not letting me play. I probably might play God of War. I don't know what's going on. I'll let you know. But thanks for stopping in. Good luck. That's it.
Pat, where can the good folks find you if you're there and not cut off?
Craggy Island.
Sorry.
Where can the good folks find you?
Well, when my internet does work, I might be on Twitter, which doesn't require that much. Pat Gone Mad with a big capital R at the end.
And we hope we'll see that review of The Division 2 in the next 4 or 5 weeks.
Might be a long while off, yeah.
Fano.
Honestly, a big thank you to everyone for following me over on Twitter and Twitch at Maroxide. We finally hit 200 followers today.
Well done.
Big milestone for me on Twitch, man. Thanks to everybody involved. You all know who you are. And yeah, that's where I am. Twitter and Twitch at Maroxide.
Yeah, you can find me over on Facebook, streaming over there like a weirdo. I have gone, when I checked earlier on, I was on 599 follows. So I just need one more person to come over there, hit that follow, and we're on 600.
I'm going to go back and follow 600.
But yeah, so I haven't streamed on it in the last while, but I'm going to do a bit of streaming tonight. I'm not sure what yet, but come over and join me there to have a bit of fun and everything else. As Paddy said, Spotify, a massive achievement for us to get on there. Please go over there and listen to us, during work or whenever you just have a bit of free time. Hit that follow button there. It's very important that we get those follows on Spotify to keep that ticking over. And yeah, this has been TROP-CAST.
Thanks for our sponsors.
Sorry, exactly. I'm going to actually bring up, let me just let's bring up a logo while we have it here ready to rock. So again, thank you to Kaiju Gaming Lounge. I hope we're still playing over there and everyone there is having great fun. I'm sure they are. I'm going to try and actually get down for the FIFA tournament to show my skills and to win it out. But that's what I said about the last tournament, and I didn't do it. But this has been Ronan, your host from TROP-CAST. episode. I was going to say TROP-CAST United there for some reason.
On the TROP-CAST United.
Episode 28 from Paddy, Pat, Fano, and myself. We are out.